Hi, everybody. There is a lot to cover today. Hi. I miss everybody. As you know, I've been traveling. There's lots to do. I am trying to organize myself so I won't skip any Fridays. Let's see how that goes. Come. This week, I want to talk to you about company culture because it's very important to me. And it made me realize that some people think that maybe it's just something written on a wall or a pretty page in the company's website, but it is not. And here we go why. So, when you're interviewing candidates, usually if you're a recruiter or a hiring manager, you try to see if that person is aligned with your company culture, if you have it in your DNA, if culture is something really important to your company, as for instance, it's super important to the place at work. And next thing, if you're not a cultural fit, even though you may be super good, you're not likely to be accepted because we want people to identify and to share values with us because that gives us a sense of unit. That gives the people who work with us a sense that we're all part of something. It's not like, oh, that team's kind of greedy, that team is kind of selfish, or that team is results driven, that team's quality driven. No, we are all united around the same values and the same purpose, which make things more efficient. Have you ever competed internally? Like, have you ever had a company, and I've been through that in the past, so that's why I asked, where different areas, instead of cooperating, they compete in a way that the KPIs are pulling against from each other. So there are no real incentives to help your colleague and to go into the same direction because different areas are moving apart. We don't want that to happen because that's not sustainable nor healthy. But when you have a set of aligned goals and values, that really helps. If people working together have the same core, so for instance, and this is major for me, transparency, having things clear, adding value to the client. If those things are always in our core, we should all be moving in the same direction, right? How important it is for you to feel part of something. Maybe you don't realize or you never thought about it yourself, but feeling like you're part of a tribe, that you're part of something greater than yourself is very fulfilling and very, very satisfying. When you work to a place or for a company that you don't feel like you fit in, like you feel that your values are being challenged in a way you wouldn't like them because of course they're important to you. For instance, honesty and transparency are super important to me. So in the past, when I worked years ago to a company that had no transparency and was, for instance, suppressing the contract before the client signed, that was very difficult for me because I was sending over a digital file of 23 pages to our client, and they only had access to one page, like front page and signature page. That was really troubling for me. I didn't feel like I was doing right by my client to send that document. For me, they should be able to read everything before signing. And if they don't understand something, if they don't agree with something, I wanted them to have the opportunity to come to me and say, Lou, I don't understand. Or Lou, this seems like it's not in my best interest. Can we talk about it? No wonder I left the company. It was not transparent. And had I realized that during the interview process and not taking the job, and if you're a hiring manager at the same time, it's super important for you to see if the people you're interviewing match with the culture you're trying to establish or already have established. Let's say you hire someone because they seem like super efficient, and then they come in and they poison your culture. They don't have the same values. They are not seeking for, let's say, adding value to the client. They're just seeking more revenue, whatever it costs. That's going to taint your brand. That's going to smear your name to your clients, and that's going to create internal problems because their peers are going to be very confused. This is not how we do business. Why are we allowing that person to do business and to succeed like that? And I would like to add that cultural fit is so important because it really creates a unit at the workplace. So last week, as you may know, I've been to Buenos Aires to see my team. We had a few executive meetings going on, and at the same time we did an offsite. We all went to have dinner together and drinks, and it was the best time. The team was so nice and so well integrated, and people felt so good together, and the laughter was so honest. It's not like people were uh, giggling to please the boss. It was real bonding time. It was real team building because we have so much in common. Because the way this company hires is so well aligned with the culture that when someone comes in, it's the right piece in the puzzle. If you want to create that, if you want that kind of environment of positivity, and that people that feel like they're in this amazing fabric of beautiness together, you should definitely set out the cultural values of your company, what you're trying to build, the ones that align with your goals for the long term, and start seeking for those. The interviewing process is super possible to look for signs that the people are aligned with you. I highly recommend it. And if you want to discuss further, if you want to know questions that you can ask, or if you as a candidate, how can I show that I identified with a certain culture? I'm here for you. I usually say straight out of the gate, go to the website, check the values and mission, and see if you feel not just comfortable, but if you feel that this is the place you want to be. And then, of course, you're going to prepare a way to present yourself and your professional history in a way to display those values, to display that the things that this company values are the same as you do and you always have. And right now, you're a perfect match. One last thing, it's not like I'm coaching for the interview. It's just sometimes out of the top of your head in an interviewing situation, get a little nervous and you're not able to display your best if you're not prepared. So going to the website, researching and preparing the stories you want to tell is not cheating, is being well prepared. And I do value a candidate well prepared.